The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Hello everybody, how are you? A little bit later than originally planned, but we are here, we are back, and we are What's the Script, the Scottish movie review / little slice of comedy podcast that keeps you chuckling, keeps you interested, and keeps you informed about all the movies that me and Chris generally love, and we hope you do too. My name is Craig, and as always, with me, to my right or left, I don't know, Chris, how are you, mate?
Yes, I'm hunky-dory, enjoying life, last day off. Although it is -4 outside, I'm at a room temperature.
Well, that's good. That's good to know your optimum temperature is currently sitting creating millions of sperm because it's the right temperature and they won't die. They'll just be reproductors that may or may not get used.
Hello, Sock.
Oh, hello, Boomerang. You might need a wash. It's a fucking only Boomerang. Never comes back. So doesn't want to come back, tell you that. Oh, dear.
Is that cold out here? My so froze. Aye, have
Aye.
you dirty bastard.
So this will be out later today, which is Monday, the 18th of November. And as Chris just said, Glasgow, Clydebank, Scotland in the West is under a blanket of frost, man. That's just back for the school run with the kids. Oh, man. A bus nearly crashed into a polar bear. Penguins were blocking the driveway. And there was cries of mush in the distance.
That's so much.
That was cool.
Aye, big Arnie's cutting about looking for diamonds and the like, you know.
Oh, fucking hell. That's right. McGregor syndrome is rife at this time of year. We're going to get the diamonds. My wife is in stasis. Stage 4.
Yeah, there's plenty of McGregor's kicking about the day.
Aye, fucking right there is. So, folks, welcome back. As we always say, we do appreciate every single one of you that tunes in, listens, subscribes, shares, comments, every bloody one of you. And it has never been more highlighted in the last week than on the Facebook group page, which has shot up like an Elon Musk rocket. But hopefully it won't come back down again. It's at 383 people. YouTube got a wee bump as well, up to 319. And Chris, have you hit the 1,900 mark on X yet?
No, I'm not sure. It's creeping there. But
thanks for your homework there and doing your due diligence. That's right good of you, mate.
No, well, it's because I'm more focused on the other number. The tickety talk is on a rather sinister 666.
Oh my fuck. That's quite apt for today's film. Not a devil kind of mode, but in a satanic...
I myself.
Notes of Beelzebub waft up my beak. That number. That's smashing, mate. That's went up like over 100, isn't it, for the last pod?
It's flying there. The word must be out there. Well, the Twitter, we're sitting on the 1,887.
Oh, we'll be over that fucking next week. We'll bust that. Maybe some networking. Although X is starting to get on my wick, to be honest with you. So,
well, I was going to say that. Again, the people I've got on that, I don't see them. I see more Elon Musk than anybody else. Like, it seems like every second tweet is Elon Musk. So,
But you can get too much a good thing. I like the fellow, and I like what he stands for, and I like what he's trying to do for humanity. But a lot of people don't, for some fucking reason. But each to their own. As always, we give a little special shout out to Seismic Boys. How are you, chaps? And we hope Diabolical and Wreckfast are doing well as well. Give them all a listen. Thank you to Quaint for continuing to provide our title tracks. New song just getting released, and I got a listen to one that's in post production last night, and it's, by the way, it's banging, man. But I can't let MD hear it. I've been sworn to secrecy, you say. Also, we are, as always, in conjunction with Native Origins, the bespoke leisure and sportswear company that are about to hit your fucking online shops. Tim came down to my work the other day and he dropped me off my gift box full of goodies. But I'm no divulging them today because I want to do a proper kind of review video for him, put it on the socials, and then hopefully he is one of the people that suggested a film and he wants to come on and review it with us as well. So you never know, we could get him on sooner rather than later. So that's great. But
have
before
somebody
we go,
button off wearing Native Origins.
Aye. But it's out there, man. He's had it in Liverpool, Belfast, and also a couple of like-minded boys like myself are using it in the gym and posting it up and all that, and it looks smashing, and the quality's excellent. I've had a wee feel. Oh, how we feel of that?
How we feel.
Right, we smash and feel it, and it's great. So, before we get any further, Chris, it's been longer than a week since we last done this. So I'm quite sure your vast body of watchable work is going to be extensive. What have you watched in the last 9 to 10 days, mate?
Well, mate, since we had done Terminator 2, sorry, I watched Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Then I watched Terminator Salvation, which I like. People don't like. I actually wish there'd been more of that kind of film, but hey ho. Then I watched Terminator Genesis. I'm still iffy with it. And I know people like it, like yourself, but
right on,
then then we went down a different route. I watched Your Highness. There's Dynamite Bride and Franco and all this stuff.
Me. No, don't know about
that. It's like a fairy tale thing, and they're just taking the cunt, really.
All right.
There's like a kind of like a paedophile mythical creature. Know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
It's fucking.
It doesn't sound very mythical at all. It sounds fucking nightmarish.
Well, I'm sure Natalie Portman's in it. I know she's like a warrior woman.
She gets her jabs out in that, didn't she?
I don't know, mate. I can't remember.
Or near enough gets her jabs out in it. With Dynamite Bride in it, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'll watch it.
I also watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is decent. I like it. Anybody that doesn't know what that is, have you seen the Bram Stoker's Dracula? See when he comes from Romania in a boat to London, it's the story about what happened on the boat. So there you go. If you like vampires and shit, watch it. It's decent. I also watched Free Fire. It's about a gun deal that goes wrong and it ends up like a shoot off with everybody. Sorry, I know, quite funny. And I eventually got to see Smile 2. And in my opinion, it's not as good as the first one. So
all right.
There was a couple of creepy bits, but nah, it was nowhere near the first one. Maybe it's because it's been done and you know what's coming, sort of thing.
See, that's my only trepidation about that, because I enjoyed Smile 1. I thought it was great. They fucking announced the follow-up very quickly after it. It was almost like a Netflix trait. When they make one good thing, they go, "Oh, God, yeah, another one. Oh, yeah, another series." Because I fully expect Squid Game to be series 2 to be utter shite and all. But I'll get a watch, mate.
It's not as good as the first one, but again, I don't know if that was because they you know what's coming and all that, and they're kind of doing the same thing again, but try to make it as scary. You know what I mean? But it was it was okay, but it wasn't as good as the first one. And in between all that, I've been watching My Name Is Earl again because it's fantastic. It's tremendous, man. The one I watched last night, was the one he's in a coma. You know what I mean? So it's a wee heartfelt one, that. Oh,
It was on for a few
God damn.
episodes, that, didn't it? Alternate universe. And everybody said that WandaVision done it first. Fucking shite. Errol done it first. Or
Yes.
an annex of it first. Which was
Yes,
great.
that's why I held my waist with that. I mean, pick your battles.
Aye.
But that's my eyeball roundup, sir. What about yourself?
Oh, look, got a jingle for that now. Eyeball roundup, eyeball roundup, eyeball roundup. Hey! I'm still, I've hardly watched it, but I'm still on Rookie series, final series 6. I watched The Old Man series 2. I started to try and watch Station 19, but decided it was shite, so I left that. And then I went on a movie binge, and I watched A Man Called Otto. I enjoyed it. Bring your hankies. And then, like you, I done the Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, and I even kind of done Terminator Dark Fate again, just to convince myself or make sure that my original critique of it was correct. And it was. It's utter shite. Even the effects don't save it. There's no story to it, you know what I mean? It's just, here come the girls, hey! All the people that are in it is fucking Girls Aloud, Pink, and fucking Little Mix, you know what I mean? Shite. I don't even think women like it there, yeah. But see you later, girls. Thanks for subscribing. Cheers. After that, I watched Disney Pixar's Robots. Ewan McGregor, brilliant, great wee film. I watched Free Guy again, which I'm finding is a very go-to film for me. If I can't think of things, it's on my list. I've watched it a good few times. I just think it's great, funny. Then I watched Plane with what's his name? Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, that Alien pilot. Switched it off halfway through because I wasn't paying attention, but it looked okay. And then yesterday, the boys never wanted to go out yesterday. Decided Daddy were staying in. I was like, right, fair dues. Get your tablets out. And they let me watch, well, I was going from room to room, they let me watch A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi back to back as I was doing, cleaning and feeding and changing and playing with them and all that. So that was quite good. And then last night at bedtime, I watched the original Jurassic Park from 1993, and I'm of the opinion that it's still smashing.
Oh,
so
definitely.
There we go. That was a big list, but 2 big lists here, Christopher.
Aye, it was a fair amount of eyeball round.
Eyeball round up, shows your pupils, yeah. But last week in the movie bingo, yeah, it was my pick from your list, and I picked a doozy, one that was also on my list and had to be tweaked half of there as well, and I picked 1994's An Interview with the Vampire, which is not how I remember it.
No.
It was a great pick, mate. But before you tell us anything about it, I need to ask you if we can. Let's go back to the year, back to the year of our film. Over to Chris. Hey,
thank you. Well, funny you should say the vampire, because one of the events of 1994 involved Nelson Mandela. So
he's a terrorist. Get him out, Sean. Get him out.
Hold your tights. So, 1994, according to the interweb, Fred West and Rose West were arrested for
harsh. That was harsh. they every visitor they had, they made feel really part of that house. So that's harsh.
Well, aye, that happened.
I like you, Hen. You're in with the bricks.
So they were suspected a couple of disappearances, and they were taken away. the same year was the Rwanda genocide. Anybody knows about that? That was that was bad juju. That, you know what I mean?
Bad juju. Arms and legs everywhere.
Nelson Mandela became the president of South Africa. So, and again,
Yeah, about
what we're
Sean.
talking about, Interview with a Vampire. We remember it as Interview with a Vampire. So that is what they call a Mandela effect. Anybody that doesn't know that, go and look at it. Especially the Snow White one, because that gets everybody.
Oh, aye. It's undeniable. It's the same with C3PO's fucking silver leg.
Yeah.
Bollocks. And
Right.
I had C3PO, the original C3PO. He never had a fucking. Ugh. Go and read it up, folks. David Chris tells you.
That's it. Remember Mirror, Mirror on the Wall? No, you don't. Go back and see it. Anyway, the same year, O.J. Simpson was chased in his white Ford Bronco. Everybody knows what that's all about, know what I mean?
Another innocent man.
Hey, the glove didn't fit, aye, but the fucking shoe did.
The knife did, right in that gullet.
It was also the same year that the Colombian footballer Ernest Escobar was assassinated for missing, and what was it, a penalty?
No, he scored an own goal against America.
Oh, that's what it was.
At the 94 World Cup and put Colombia out. And he stepped off the plane and then half his head went missing. That was... Do you know, it was a bigger deal in the whole world than it was in Colombia. So I'm saying.
The tale of two Escobars.
Aye.
And very apt for this time of year, if you do your shopping on Amazon, Jeff Bezos founds Amazon. So there you go. Anybody that's got wee dreams, they start wee and they take forever to get there, but persevere. Because he fucking did. And now he's sending rockets into space.
I know he can afford to go to his Christmas shopping, no bother this year. That's for sure.
But as for films, tell you what. See films. I mean, we've already done a couple of these, right? But 1994's films are, I'm going to say bitching. There you go. They're absolutely bitching.
They're smashing.
Right.
I think Frank Sinatra wrote a song about them. In 1994, it was a very good year.
Right, so kicking us off, we had Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, The Crow, Leon, The Lion King, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask. Absolutely none of them are shite.
And you know, that's why people of our vintage get annoyed when shit things are made, because they never used to be. Do you know what I mean? Never used to be. If there was a shit movie ever made, it went straight to fucking Movies 24 on Sky or fucking video.
Aye, right into that bargain basket. Know what I mean?
What a list, mate. What a list.
Aye. But if you ever took time outside the cinema and went into the discotheque, these are what the dances you'd have been these are the songs you would have been dancing to. Right? All She Wants by Ace of Base. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Obviously by Elton John. That won the Academy Award, I'm sure. Return to Innocence by Enigma. Aye. I'd Do Anything for Love, Meatloaf. Loser by Beck. Crazy by Aerosmith. And What Is Love by Thandiwe. So,
mate, you've just, do you know, sorry, but you've transported me back to a moment in time, the summer of '94. I was in Weems Bay Caravan Park with my family, and we went through to Largs to find a Woolworths so I could buy the single of Hadaway, What Is Love.
Oh, there you go. There you go. A wee peer into 90s. I'm telling you, man, what a place to see. People say the 90s was a bit shit. See, just reading off that list there. I mean, come on.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll advocate for the 90s being better than the 80s.
Oh, there's people out there. Just shaving their hair off in protest for a different reason this time. But although it was the best of times, it was also the worst of times.
Oh no,
Because
here
we're
we
on to
go.
the deaths here, right? And
Fucking mock.
Craig was pre-warned before this fucking list comes out, right? So we'll kick off with Kurt Cobain. He shot himself. He'd enough of the place. We also lost John
Lies.
Candy.
He was murdered. On you go.
We also lost Big John Candy.
Oh,
And the world's poorer for it.
wow.
We lost, well, they've been lost, but Richard Nixon also popped his clogs. Burt Lancaster, Jack Kirby, anybody that's into Marvel, he practically fucking created and drew everybody. Peter Cushing also left us. Bill Hicks, Kelly Savalas, and Matt Busby. So, 94, they all went, I've had enough of this. I'm away up the road.
And do you know what? Every one of them did go up the road. Not a bad bastard among them. That's a fucking. I feel worse for that.
People might say different about Nixon, but it didn't really affect us.
Aye. Watergate.
I know me. I was a 2-year-old. Probably had shite up my back, but that was it.
Some said it was a go faster stripe, but there we go.
Aye. I've never seen anybody move so quick to go and get fucking baby wipes. But aye, that was 1994 roundup there. Films, deaths, and tunes.
Excellent, mate.
So
that was great. That was a good wee list. Well, apart for the end, we might need to leave the death bits to the very end so we can send everybody away. Fucking sad. So, as we said there, folks, that was 1994. Chris so brilliantly relayed to us there with pop culture. But the film we are reviewing today is from that year, obviously, as we do this every week. So, Chris, tell us a wee bit about the film, the synopsis, and who we can expect to see in the movie as well, you know?
Yes. Well, as anyone knows, with all listening last week, it is Interview with the Vampire. But for the sake of my insanity, I'm calling it a vampire because it makes more sense to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're making it that fucking he is the one vampire, but he's telling you about another vampire, so it's Interview with a Vampire.
I know, and see, because we're Glaswegian, it's easier to say. Interview a Vampire. It's all one word. What'd you go and see last night? Interview a Vampire.
Hey, ghost people think you just try to cast a spell. Did you say abracadabra, you bastard? But a wee quick round up of the story. We've got Louis, who's down on his luck, lost his wife and his Wayne, and a vampire comes along, makes him a wee offer, and becomes a vampire. And it's really him telling his story to some guy that wants. I've got questions about that, but he tells his story to some guy who's recording everything, and he just wants his story to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
As for the cast, I just wrote down the main players.
Aye.
So we've got Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kirsten Dunst, Antonio Banderas, Christian Slater, and Stephen Ree. So there is more people, but they're the ones that stuck out in my mind. As well as budget, it was $60 million according to the interwebs, and it brought in 223.6 million, which isn't a bad return. And the director is Neil Jordan. He's not done many things I've seen, but I think the other one I've seen is The Crying Game.
Crying Game, that's right.
Stephen also enjoyed.
Well.
Aye. So there's a quick roundup there about Interview with a Vampire.
Excellent.
Fucking the.
And it was actually adapted for a novel from 1976. That was the first I heard about. And do you know there was a sequel to this as well, called Queen of the Damned? I've never seen it.
Yep. Yeah, it was jobby. It was so poor. It was so poor. It was bad. I mean, there's 3 books. I have meant to buy the books to read the books, Because I think there's a whole book based on Lestat, aka Tom Cruise. But
Anne Rice, wasn't it?
aye.
Who will
But Queen of the
give you some
Damned,
trivia on very soon, by the way.
Queen of the Damned wasn't very happy.
Nah.
I'm sure that's when we got to the video shop and it was like, what? What the fuck is this? But this weather, there is a TV adaptation of this movie. And the whole reason I've not watched it is because I like this film this much that I'll not watch it and get annoyed with it. I've done that. Like The Lion King. The Lion King's my favourite Disney film, so I've not watched the live action one, and I will not. Know what I mean? So, and that's the same thing. Because I mean,
How no? It's a circle of life.
fuck you and your circle.
Yeah, baby. Got that in there, baby.
But I don't know. I don't know how they would work it because in the TV series, it's a black actor that plays Louis. He's in Game of Thrones. See him? It's Grey Worm, the leader of the Unsullied. He's Louis. But I don't know how that works because anybody that's seen this film knows that Louis is a plantation owner. So I don't know.
He's got one or
That
two
would change the
slaves working
story.
for him, hasn't he?
I know what I mean. So aye, but I hear it's good. So anybody wants to go and watch it and tell us. There you go. There's your homework.
Aye. But this film, 30 years old. You know what I mean? 30 years old. And it's still rocking a very respectable 7.5, 7.5 out of 10 on the IMDb. A wee bit lower at 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think's a bit unfair, but that's me only going by my score. Did it get some awards as well, Kirsten? MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Breakthrough Performance. And I think that was Kirsten Dunst, wasn't
it? Yep. It was also nominated for 2 Oscars as well. But this is probably one of my favourite vampire films. You know what I mean? Like Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman is my favourite because it's just epic, that film. You know what I mean?
Aye. Plus, he pronounces Dracula Dracula. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's
excuse me.
It's a smashing film. It's a different look at vampires. And because, like I say to you when we were at work, this seems like an autobiography of a vampire. It makes the vampire the central character instead of the vampire is also in the film. You know what I mean? So,
aye. Well, as you say in the synopsis, it's centred around Louis in the present day wanting to just get his story out. Still don't really know what he's hoping to achieve for that, other than the fact he's maybe just had a 2-hour therapy session with Christian Slater, but I don't know how Christian Slater would get it. Blah, 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 anyway. But Christian Slater, he was given the role of Daniel Malloy upon the death of River Phoenix, who was the original choice for the role. But Slater donated his £250,000 salary, every penny of it, to 2 of River Phoenix's favourite charities. I've always liked Christian Slater, and that's just fucking solidified why.
He's a good egg as well, Christian. I like him myself, but you don't see him in much now.
You don't.
I think he was just a star of the 90s, really, isn't he?
Aye, although is to come back to our screens because the new Dexter's coming out, and he plays Harry. Dexter's dad in it. So Harry Morgan, there you go. So welcome back, Christian. You're a fine-looking gentleman. We like you. We love you. You're a good egg.
Aye. But well, there you go. Fucking River Phoenix is to be in this. So I think they were just going out for let's get the most good-looking people in the film ever. Know what I mean? That's
okay. Let's get some actors on here. Who's got long hair right now, Jeff? Brett. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tom Cruise. We can do that. Yeah. River Phoenix. Get him. Oh no. No. Okay.
But that's my question. I had to ask there, right? So, Louis wants to tell his story, and we've got Malloy here that just No. Does he just meet random people in the street and just go, aye, I'll listen to your story and just
Oh, aye, I get that. But also, with their early dialogue, Louis says to him, I watched you watching me. So either Malloy thinks he's something else, because he seems surprised when he does tell him he's a fucking vampire. Or aye, it's just mad randomness. I don't know. But he's obviously followed him for something, so he must think he's up to something or he is somebody, or I don't know.
aye.
Bit weird that.
Just maybe I don't know. That's how I was just like that. But I mean, how did I know you're interested in hearing people's stories and that, but you just pick anybody at random, know what I mean? It's just seemed very curious. Or maybe he's seen him and he's went, oh here, he does look a bit mystical and different and weird. He's he's got shit to say. But see, reading up on this, see a lot of stuff in the background. It's mental. Like Brad Pitt is good in this, right? He plays his character very well, the brooding and all that stuff. But that might actually have been more real than his acting, because apparently he hated filming this so much he tried to get out it, but it would have cost him $40 million.
You've got the exact same story as me, except I've wrote down it said 80 million. So he just had
Well,
to
there you
suck
go.
it up. Whatever it was not doable.
Aye,
I said, was it hated the makeup? Did I like the part and all that kind of stuff, didn't you know?
aye, that's it. Aye, putting contact lenses in every day, and I mean, I don't get it. Look,
But I like
if
the
you
point you
don't,
made there. I like the point you made there. So it could have been in real life, he was pissed off at doing it. It transferred into his character, which was a sulking, broody, fucking wee mood. You know what I mean? And it's obviously worked.
exactly. But it wasn't the only thing I know. Apparently, the author of the book was very displeased at the fact Tom Cruise was hired as Lestat. But after seeing the movie, she then changed her mind and phoned Tom and apologised and said you were great. So,
Aye, that's right. That's absolutely right. I was just going to say that myself. It's Anne Rice, right? And she says, upon learning that Tom Cruise had been cast as Lestat, Rice was livid. So she must have upset. She was fucking livid. And she stated Cruise could not carry out the part, calling the casting so bizarre. It's almost impossible to imagine how it's going to work. And the worst crime in the name of casting since the bonfire of Vanities in 1990. Rice rescued herself from the production. No, sorry, recused herself from the production and did not view the film until it was sent to her on a VHS. She was then so impressed by Cruise's performance, she wrote him a letter of apology and recorded a 2-minute video endorsing the film that was included as part of the pre-features on the VHS release. So, fair play to
aye, aye. She took her words and swallowed them.
her.
But what I was saying to you last night, Tom Cruise in this as Lestat is fucking amazing.
Oh, he's so good,
He's
mate.
my favourite part of the film.
He is.
Just
He's just so good. It's almost like when he does get kind of disappeared for a good chunk of the film, it loses a wee bit because he's not there. But obviously, the film then gravitates towards Paris and all that, and a new bit of information. So kind of, it's all right. But he's great. He's one-liners. That laugh, man. When him and Louis just throwing him up against the trees, and he's just pissing himself. Oh, but I cannot die, Louis. That's the free doing. Come on.
actually, it's just obviously I've not read the books, but I'm getting that he must have been some kind of higher up before he was turned into a vampire. Know what I mean? He likes the best of things and like aristocrats and stuff like that. Know what I mean? But
Aye.
he makes no apologies for what he is. Know what I mean? He's like, I'm a vampire. I'm here to do people. Know what I mean? And
Aye.
it's just, brilliant, man. What a character. Plus, I say it's one of fucking Tom Cruise's best parts he's ever played.
Aye. That's saying something because the boy's done a lot and one of the finest actors we've probably ever seen, even though maybe in his early days a lot of people never liked him. But He's tremendous in this, mate. He's one-liners and all that. Even the way that Louis describes him, list that about he would dine on 2, maybe 3 people a night, and he tells them what courses he liked. He liked a young kind of lassie, and then followed up by an aristocrat because he liked the rich blood and all that. And you're like, fucking right. I think I'd do any bastards or not.
Aye. Nah, he's just superbly done, man. Just to see I know you, because I know you're not supposed to like list that, but for whatever reason I do. Know what I mean? It's just must be a nod to good character, good, well acted and all that. But superb, man.
Yeah, you're not meant to like him because he's meant to be portrayed the way that Louis portrays him, right? You're meant to see him that way. He's meant to have given him a choice that he never had, but he really didn't give him a choice. He stalked him, realised that he was inviting death. Then he tore his neck out, and then he said, I'm going to give you the choice I never had. By which time Louis realised, I don't think I want to die. But soon after, Louis just sees himself as being damned by this guy who's not only turned into a vampire, but he's fucking moved in, Nora. You know what I mean?
No. It's just that it was like obviously when Louis has his ultimate fucking crisis of identity and all that and starts burning the house down. And Lestat comes back and he's gone like, that's what he did, just burn everything we own. Yeah, fucking asshole.
Aye. See when he says that, we own. We,
Right.
motherfucker. We own, do we?
See, as well as this being a vampire film, see the humour in this. It's superb.
Aye. It's absolutely great, mate. The one-liners, there's a crescendo of funny bits, and it's all surrounds the turning of Claudia, Kirsten Dunst, from plague-ridden wee orphan into little fucking lethal killer vampire lassie. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of good funny bits in that, which we'll probably touch on when we get to our favourite bits. A bit of trivia that I found bizarre was that all the actors playing how bizarre. All the actors playing vampires were required to hang upside down for up to 30 minutes at a time during the makeup process. This would force all the blood in their bodies to rush to their heads, causing the blood vessels in their faces to bulge. The makeup artist would then trace over the swollen veins, creating the eerie, translucent skinned look. Unfortunately for the actors, they would have to repeat the process several times over as the blood would quickly drain from their heads. This, in part, accounts for the lengthy makeup process. Fuck me, man.
Aye. I can see Brad Pitt's point now.
Aye. The makeup artist wanted to trace over the vein. You know, to fucking make them. I suppose it's quite an avant-garde way to look at the artistry of makeup, but Jesus, you're asking A-listers to hang upside down for 30 minutes. But again, that's what they get paid the big bucks for, I suppose.
Oh, that's it. Well, if it was costing him to like 40 million to leave, I'm sure he was getting fucking a fair old whack for it. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But see, that's following on, mate. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it is, but I like it because of the time periods it moves through.
I like that.
I mean, it's where does it start? It's like, is it the 1700s or something like 1800s maybe?
17 something it is. It gets turned.
Aye. So you get that, and it's because often with vampire films and all that, it's the vampire in the modern day. You know what I mean? And you don't really get to see their journey. Whereas this, it starts back when, you know what I mean? pour some gunpowder into that wee pistol there, know what I mean?
That's
and it's
a period. It's like a period drama at the start. Well, for most of the story that Louis tells is a period piece, but because he says himself, he says I was 24, a man by your standards. You know what I mean? Because you're not a fucking man, you wee dick. He owned a large plantation. You know what I mean? Full of slaves, and it was just a sign of the times. Don't call us out in this, people. It's just what it was. And it's a great look back at society, aristocracy, and we go through the time periods and we go through countries as well, because even says because they never felt of themselves as Americans. They felt as themselves as Nowlands, kind of bio, down the bio, half French. And they said, I guess we were Americans by this time. When it moved on a few years, and you're like, fuck's sake.
Aye. As it's, I get, I think that there's a thing I always take away from it. It's like the time moving on sort of thing, because they tell you like in parts that it's been 40 years since I've moved on and just keeps going sort of thing. But and then you get to Armand and he's fucking 400 years old. You know what I mean?
Aye.
And you're going, they've been at it a long time. You know what I mean? And then
Wow.
it's later in the film, Louis telling Malloy, you know what I mean? It's like then I seen my first sunrise again, and you're seeing it was like through cinema, the black and white pictures and up to the day and all that. And it's just I thought it was smashing.
Aye.
I think that's a thing that just lends it to this film.
It's a wee bit like Highlander, that wee montage in Highlander when he kind of goes through the wars and all that kind of stuff. But it's great. Kirsten Dunst, that's a good wee thing. Kirsten Dunst wasn't allowed to watch the film when it was released because her parents thought it was too scary for her. She was only 12 years old at the time. So she lived it, she worked it, but she wasn't allowed to watch it.
Aye. Well, such is life. Such is life.
Aye. I'll give her a shout out now because anybody that has seen any of our podcasts will know my feelings towards Kirsten Dunst, the tramp. Listen, she's probably a lovely new life. I just think she's the worst Mary Jane ever to grace her screen. She's a selfish little boot, and she treats Peter like shite. And I've taken that offence to that shit since 2002, right? But in this, she is brilliant. She plays the role of Claudia superbly because she has to. As you said, there's a time hop in this, right? The Turner, and we have a wee montage of what happens, and very quickly, Louis says 30 years had passed since the night Claudia turned. She changes her acting. She changes from being a little girl that doesn't know a lot to being a woman trapped in a wee lash's body, and it's great, man. Hats off to her.
Aye, definitely. I mean, it's like she becomes more learned. You know what I mean? Like, time has passed, and she's no Daffy Lassie she's lived a lifetime. You know what I mean? And you can let's see her word choice and all that. You know what I mean? When you first meet her, it's Mama and all that stuff. To call like an adult, it's a bit creepy when she starts calling Louis a love and all that. You know what I mean? But
because
it's no in the way that
the eyes betray you. The eyes betray Lestat, for fuck's sake. He's still buying her a doll after 30 years. It's as if he doesn't realise that her brain has graduated, even though her body can't. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
She pulls him up for it, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's it. And mate, see another thing, right? I've often thought this. I knew I get the chance to say it out loud. Louis and Claudia done Lestat dirty. Right, because effectively Louis asked to become a vampire, right? Lestat gave him what he wanted, right? Claudia was about to die, and Lestat made sure she didn't die. Know what I mean? Lavished them with gifts, lavished them with the best of things and all that, and then they did the dirty. See, the two of them should have been fucking milked by the sun. That's it. It's know what I mean? I don't get it. Look, even when Claudia's going off or not, which one of you's done it? Right, it was Louis that fucking done it. Know what I mean? But you're going to kill Lestat for it. Nah. It's never sat right with me. Never. And it never will.
I wouldn't kind of, you're right, but I wouldn't pinhole Louis as being as equal a party as the wee Barra, because she's the one that fucking sets up the dead twins, puts stuff in them to make them appear warm and still alive, letting him drink, and then she goes right up behind him and just, I'll put you in your coffin. Rips the throat at him. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Because just before it, I mean, obviously, we're just talking about how she, as an adult, in a wee lassie's body, but the petulant youth side of her kills him, didn't it? Because his mouth, because he makes fun that she can't become a woman. He even says it right before she does him in at the piano. Aye, a woman with great endowments that you'll never possess. Why do you say these things to me? I'm sorry.
Aye. No, it's just, I think it's always like, again, the more and more you watch this film, like, and then like Louis says it himself when he goes to Paris. Know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, Lestat, you one of the worst." Know what I mean? I've seen these people and they're fucking bad. Know what I mean? And you're going like, "Aye, you're a bit of a wanker, Louis."
Monsters. Sitting in the theatre. See how you were talking about Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman? This film actually surpassed it as the highest grossing vampire film, and it held the record for a decade until it was surpassed by one we've done, Van Helsing. However, the film remains the highest grossing R-rated vampire film to this day, which I found very surprising.
Aye. Yeah, again, it's I do like my vampire films, but this might have started it, right? But see now, see your vampires, they're all, it's like sexy teen dramas, mate. It's like watching Dawson's Creek. See, it feels like everyone that comes out now, it's like, oh, oh, oh.
Aye. Aye.
It's
I mean, we had I've never seen it, right? And I'm a liar. I've seen most of the first one. We had the Twilight trilogy thing, which was just a love story.
Aye.
And then the other big thing for 12 to 14-year-old wee girls is that Vampire Diary, innit? Never seen that.
Aye. That's what I mean. It just went down the route of the sexy vampire, you know what I mean? And the kind of monster side to it has disappeared. Whereas this kind of flirts with they're pretty people, they're nice, charming and all that, but you still get the reminders that they're monsters, you know what I mean? But it's just because I was going to say like this. I said to you before that this film is very homoerotic, right?
Yeah, why?
It's there so much so that one of the producers was a bit nervous about it being that and was going to change one of the characters to a female. And I don't know how true this is, but apparently Cher was asked if she would do it, and she said no.
They're still being homoerotic if she was in the fucking role.
I know. I was like, so you went from gay to gay idol.
Oh, nah, well, I'm glad it never happened. And it worked because
Aye.
the time period that we start off in, especially with him, it is a kind of very it was a very kind of homoerotic time anyway, guys wearing wigs and makeup and finery and tights and all that. So,
aye, everyone just was dainty. You know what I mean?
Let me take that. Well, probably that's one of my favourite scenes. It might be one of yours. We'll say it a wee bit later on. But,
it's like the whole thing. I know. Even when Louis saying no to Armand, like just it looks like he's about to kiss him and all that, and he's like,
"I want you.
I need you."
He's there, isn't he?
Aye. You know what I mean? That's fucking. Would you fuck me? What? he probably would, aye.
See when he introduces yourself with a wee card in the tunnel.
Aye.
I was waiting, I'm going like that. I am Puss in Boots. Oh, fucking great.
Johnny Bag for the weekend.
Aye. Condom.
Aye, but it's just it has its moments and you go, is he going to kiss him there? But again, you can still see the vampire side of things. Know what I mean? But I'm going back to the end of the film, like when Malloy thinks that Louis wants to make him his companion sort of thing. And he fucking lifts him up and you get that dark voice with the eyes and the teeth and all that, and they're going, oh, he's a fucking bad person. You know what I mean?
Aye.
It's
Probably the most menacing Louis looked in the whole film.
aye.
Apart from maybe after he finds Claudia's ashes and all that, and he looks
Aye.
fucking. Oh, he's on one now. That boy's on one. Kirsten Dunst
Plus-
said that Tom Cruise always sends her a coconut cake with white chocolate chips every Christmas. Dunst refers to it as the Cruise cake, which she always excited to receive, and admits the cake never lasts a day. And that's your pointless trivia of the week.
Oh, coconut cake with the lime and the coconut.
Ah, no, that's fucking sender.
But aye, aye. It's one of the best vampire films ever. And there's just there's scenes. Like, see the scene is the two prostitutes. See that scene? It is fucking anxiety inducing and horrible to watch. I know. Know what I mean?
I think it's fucking hot.
Aye, but at the same time, you know this fucking poor lassie's he's like Lestat is prolonging her death. Know what I mean? But this is another thing, right? I've got to ask this question, right?
Oh, he's
No.
shifting his seat. Where I got?
I have never been butt in the tit, right? But I would deduce that it doesn't get an orgasmic response. I mean, I've jammed skin and fucking things, know what I mean? And went, ah! Know what I mean? Then I go, oh, shudder, oh.
There's nothing gets my endorphins going like trapping my boss sack in my zipper, you know? Oh, dear Lord. Aye, I get that. I've got a big problem with that and all, but I have since put it down to the vampire trance. I think they're tranced because they do it a few times. A lot of lasses get butt in the necks and get their fucking wrists poked with that big jaggy thumb and all that, and they don't seem to feel it. But you're right. I think I wouldn't be shooting my load at it, but I would be feeling it getting butt in it. Aye, that's right.
It's just different. Because a lot, like, again, the first time he takes Louis and he bites that woman in the neck, she's like, oh, ravished me. Know what I mean? You're going, oh, fucking mad bastard. He's just butt you. Know what I mean? But no, that's not the reaction you get. But you might have a point with the old. But again, I think this is where it comes down to the lustful vampire thing. That it hurts so much, it's good.
Well, they say the pleasure and the pain are good bedfellows, but aye, just to make sense of it, I've just said that's a vampire trance. That's what it is. That'll do me. That'll keep my fucking questions at bay for a wee while. What are some of your favourite wee bits in the film, sir?
Well, they stand out, and because it is so fucking good, is when Lestat finds Louis feeding on Claudia, and he's so pleased. It's just fucking brilliant. Obviously, anybody that's not seen it, he walks in because Louis's been protesting. He's not going to feed on humans because he's holding on to his humanity, but he's that hungry. He feeds on Claudia, and Lestat walks in and just fucking he's laughing, so happy that he's done it. You know what I mean? And then the next thing he picks up Claudia's dead ma who's died for the plague and just starts dancing about the room here. Yeah, rumpty rumpy rumpy rump.
There's life in the old girl yet.
Oh mate, it's fuck. See for a scene that is so fucking sinister. Like you've mate, it's fucking brilliant. It's like that thing. See when you say the worst thing at the most inappropriate time, and it's hilarious. That's what it was. I mean, because you've literally got Claudia hanging on to her dead ma, who is now she's decaying. You know what I mean? And this bad, sinister thing has happened, and he just makes light of it. It was just fucking so good, man.
It's great writing, man. Absolutely brilliant writing, because it diffuses the traumatic experience of a film goer of child murder like that. You know what I mean? And then obviously solidifies everything you think about Lestat just being a smug, smammy bastard. Do you know what I mean? Told you so. Here we go. Bravo. Well done.
It's so good, man. It's the standout. But I'll let you say one, mate, in case I knock yours.
Aye. The eating the poodles
I was
is
just
kind
going to say that.
of the same ilk, but you've just said Louis and Lestat take the elder aristocratic woman and her young kind of playboy out of the party. And just as Louis is kissing the old lassie's neck, the dogs are barking like fuck, to the point where he just grabs the dogs and starts drinking the dogs. And when Lestat hears the commotion, he turns around and you just see the dead young boy just sliding down the chair, and he just walks up behind the woman and fucking breaks her neck. And he scolds Louis, that he just like a father. Like, you could have cost us everything there, stupid idiot, you know what I mean? Oh, brilliant.
A vampire that prays through the night, feeding on rats and poodles. You condemn me to hell. I don't know any hell.
Exactly. So that was his. Again, when you first seen it, it was, oh no, what's happening? Anxiety, and then fucking comedic release. Aye, it was great, mate.
Aye.
He's an awe.
Aye. For me, I know, and it's what I was talking about earlier. You're kind of seeing the monster side of vampires. It's when Lestat returns after Claudia has killed him. See, it's because it's so good, man. Because it can't, if frightens you. See, the first time I seen it, I went, "Oh, you fucker!" You know what I mean? Again, anybody that's not seen it, Louis and Claudia have booked passage to Europe because that's how they talk. They've booked passage. And
I'm
the
going to
door
start
goes,
saying that now. I booked passage to Partick via a number 2.
Is this 61? Can I book passage to the city centre?
Well, pal. I'd like to book passage to Bartholomew. Don't know why. Right, Bartholomew. Let's fuck on Bartholomew.
Phone a taxi. Hello, Glasgow cabs. May I book passage to the Hydro? The fuck is this? But anyway, back to the scene. The doorbell rings and Louis goes down to answer it, and he looks into an empty street. And just as he's about to shut the door, you see this decayed, horrible-looking person like jump in the door, grab his throat, but Louis pushes him out. But as he locks the door, runs away, picks up Claudia, runs upstairs, and you hear the piano getting played. And it's just this figure hidden by a veil. And you're going, oh, what the fuck is this, man? And it's sinister, creepy. And it's just the way the makeup's been done. It just looks like a ghoul of some sort. You know what I mean? And that's before the sinister, when he says to Claudia, "You've been a very naughty little girl."
What a line,
before
man.
Like shifting again to get them. You know what I mean?
What a brilliant line, man. Because it comes at the end of a passage of dialogue, and like you mentioned there, it's got this haunting, demonic piano piece. It's probably famous if you know your classical music. I don't know what it is. I never bothered to look it up, but it's din 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 down 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 down, and you're like, oh no. And obviously it looks up he's playing it, just keeps crossing his arm over with it. And it's great. And it just relays the story of how he's sitting in that chair. About the alligator you tried to feed me to, the blood of him helped. And then it was a series of snakes and toads in the swamp.
And all the putrid life of the Mississippi. You know what I mean? And it's just, oh, it's fuck again because you're getting this. It brings back the reality that he's a vampire and vampires are bad shit. You know what I mean? It's
Aye. How fucking dare you? Look what you did to me. That's brilliant, mate. It's a great, great, great scene. That being said, it's a little bit disappointing how easily he gets a lamp thrown at his feet
yeah,
and ends up on fire. But it's not the end of him, which we know, so it's good for that part. Great, absolutely great. Let's have another one here. Let's see. My vast body of lists here. The whole montage of Claudia being turned, we quickly realise through Louis saying the dialogue, well, we see Claudia getting dresses fitted and piano lessons and how they lavish things on her. But, and it's mad trigger for Only Fools and Horses as a piano teacher. But very soon we see the seamstress or the tailor lady, Claudia's fucking done her in, and she's playing the piano, and the piano teacher's, he's dead. But rather than gaff his nut, Lestat scolds her like a father. What have I told you? What have I? And then she does the wee lassie thing. Not in the house. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And he goes, what you like? Move up. Where's the piano? So that's all very good. It's to let you know that, to show you the transformation from being a child to a lethal little killer. You know what I mean?
yeah. Aye,
It's
does in the wee pellet, walks into the shop and he's gonna, oh, these are expensive, maybe too expensive for you, little girl. And she's like, is that right, you fucking bum?
That's a fucking glaikit smile when she walks out that shop with a doll.
That's good, man. Good. I'll say another. Say another thing that always remember for this film, and it's when Lestat gets killed as well. See when his body is draining, and it's just like his face starts gone, his fingers start shrinking to just the skeleton and all that. See, the first time I seen that, I thought it was fucking superb.
Aye.
And apparently, it was Stan Winston that built a whole animatronic version of Tom Cruise for that.
Wow. That was done
Aye.
brilliantly. I never knew that. I thought it was all him and just shit hot makeup, but there you go. That looked amazing, by
Right.
the way.
Aye.
Absolutely amazing.
Aye. Tell you, man. Brilliant. Even again, watching it the other night again, I'm going, it still stands up. I thought it would have looked fucking that cheesy. Oh, no, but it was still brilliant, man.
I think the good thing about that scene in Nomi is when the first time you see it and having no knowledge of the books or how the story goes, you're really not expecting it either. I
No.
didn't know he was going to die. At one stage, I could see the crescendo of him and Louis, but no, this young lassie who he gifted Louis, you know what I mean, as their daughter. But and you're like, oh, she is fucking worth a watching that. I would say aye to most things she
Yeah.
asks me if I were you, mate.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
We would trust her with the remote control for the telly.
And, oh, just that line. Because he's put me in my coffin. I'll put you in your coffin. Oh, take that and party. That's mental.
Aye.
Great
But-
you seen, mate.
Aye. And I'll give you one more in case I do it, and it's just Louis' revenge. Because although at a part Claudia annoys me to a point, but it is the character, know what I mean?
That is aye.
The fact that Louis just goes tonto and does all these Parisian vampires in is brilliant. No, I mean, I like a good revenge story.
Mm-hmm. Aye, so do I, mate. And there's really no fucking about either. Because when it comes to him and Santiago as the last two standing, you think, oh, here we go. But no, it's no dragged out. It does one wee fucking flash disappearance, but Louis kind of reads it, doesn't he? And big side. The side's always a winner.
It's always a thing to watch with the side.
Oh, I remember Children
Aye,
of the Corn. Fuck's sake. Oh, that's the way to
aye,
go.
but aye, I think it's again great. It's just, by the way, I picked up on this. Louis a bit of a firebird, well, a firebug, sorry. Um, Sets his mansion on fire, sets New Orleans on fire, and sets this Paris church thing, whatever it is, on fire. Know what I mean? This you fucking you. I mean, get to fuck.
Aye. Yeah, he's got a box of matches again. Fuck's sake. You watch him like a hawk, that bastard. Aye, mate, it's great. Absolutely great, his revenge. And I'll say, superseding that, the reason for his revenge, I think that's all very well because that just comes out the blue. It's just him and Claudia talking on the fucking. They've just turned that poor woman who was a
Aye.
vampire for fucking 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And they're relaxing to wait for her to get changed into full vampire. She's barely opened her eyes when they're ambushed by the Parisian vampires. They're very quickly taken away. You've no time to think watching it. He's sinister as well. Santiago's laughing. He's acting again.
Aye.
He's on the stage about,
Yep.
you're not getting killed. You're getting fucking put in a box behind a wall for eternity. While Claudia and that poor woman, I fucking feel sorry for that woman. I really do. Get put in the, it's like a well into it.
Yeah.
Waiting on the sun coming out.
Yeah, that's mate. See that whole part. See even the music to that. It's just pure manic. It's horrible, mate. It reminds me of something like feel like the Wizard of Oz when the flying monkeys coming on it. It's high octane, fucking
Mm-hmm.
manic music,
a
freaky.
thousand violins and cellos.
Mate, it's stressful, know what I mean? You're going, oh, anxiety off its arse.
But I've got loads of I've got questions about Armand's role and all that. He knows what's happening and he shuts the door to it. And then he realises he's not happy with it. Well, he's not happy with the Louis situation.
Aye.
It's just weird. And then obviously he thinks that towards the end of it that it's going to be him and Louis. And as we said earlier on, Louis does the fucking the gnaw to his face. I mean, you think he's going to win you the coup now?
Well,
and Armand looks fucking heartbroken.
aye. I read into it that he gave the go ahead for Claudia to get killed because he wants Louis to himself. Because as long as Claudia's there, he's not getting Louis to himself.
And
Know what I
then
mean?
does he let Louis do what he does so that it
Aye.
will just be him and him? Get rid of all them and all. And that's just us.
That's what I read into it. And that's how, see when he says to Louis that he has no regrets and all that. And I think that's where Louis punishes him like that. You've no regrets. Well, I'm giving you one. You killed fucking my daughter, sort of thing. And no, I'm saying no to you. So you'll live with that regret. You could have let her live. Know what I mean? That's
Aye.
the way I read it anyway.
Aye. And it's kind of, you realise then that was the last bit of humanity that Louis had in his heart. If he had a heart left, that was the last bit. It was for her. And now she's away. Aye, I can kill any cunt now. Fuck you. I'm off.
Aye. But an honourable wee shout out, like you said, Santiago there. See the scene when you first meet him and he's just mirroring Louis' moves and all that. And then the next thing he starts dancing up across the arch and all that. First time seeing that, I know I went, oh, that's just smashing that.
Aye. And even Brad Pitt's face, it's like, oh, I'm being entertained. This is smashing. I've been looking for vampires and new one's found me, so that's great. That is. Yep. Armand mentions he's the one. He can't think of anyone older than him, but he doesn't say how he was made. I want to know. I want to know who made him and what happened to that vampire, but it's never, maybe it's mentioned in the book. I don't know.
I know that's what I mean. I've been looking at maybe getting the books for a while now, but I think I'm going to do it now and just read them. Because apparently as well, the character of Armand was changed because apparently he's like a 16-year-old Russian boy or something like that, know what I mean? Whereas fucking Antonio Banderas isn't that, know what I mean?
Oh.
So it's
Because
anything.
they say that kind of Dracula's meant to be
Aye.
kind of that aristocracy, Russian, Transylvanian, whatever, you know what I mean? So I get that. But that'd have been nice to know. Maybe we don't need to know. It's just one of the questions. One of my, can I just say one more scene? All right.
Aye.
See, when we get transported into the late 80s, he's just coming out the picture and he says, I get the scent of death. And he goes to that abandoned house and he talks to Lestat. That's brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. Because it's the first real time I've seen Lestat vulnerable and at his weakest and scared, frightened. Don't me wrong, he loved that shirt that much that he wore it for 150 fucking years. Still got that shirt on.
That's the one thing that annoys me.
But as you get a sympathy for him. Because when Louis approaches him and he moves away with the chair, you're like, oh. And he's like, look, I mean you no harm and all that. And then the helicopter light comes in and it's as if he's get dementia or traumatized or so like that. And he's like, it's fake light, it's all right. And then he says, so you have come back to me then? He goes, no, I've not come back to you. And that's when you know I know that Lestat loved him and all. More than a brother, more than a father. He loved him. Like probably a man did. So maybe change this. The name of this is Everybody Wants Louis. Sitcom. So it's a great wee scene. Great wee scene.
You're right, it's the sympathy for Lestat. It's because again, what I say is like technically he didn't do anything wrong. He is the one that knows what he is.
Aye. He's embraced it.
Know what I mean?
He has fucking embraced it. And we've got the very kind of. But we know now that Armand made him. And as Lestat kept saying, he wasn't given a choice through it. So he's got a bit of trauma that wasn't kind of explained in full either. But he did.
It's because it's like the whole thing. They're all looking for Louis, and it's because they're saying it's like he's human. He's still got his human suffering. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes him beautiful. And they all want that sort of thing.
Aye.
And I don't know in what context it's supposed to be that maybe he's still got a part of his humanity, which kind of keeps him alive and would keep them alive, sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's just.
If I'm turning into a vampire, I'm not wanting that guilt shite.
Aye.
I want to be sociopath. I want to be Dexter Morgan. Just couldn't give a fuck about MD or anything. Just do what I'm going to do here. I need to drink you. See you later.
Aye.
But obviously, it would make for a very poor story if that was the case. His humanity and his feelings are what kind of keep him going through the centuries, isn't
it? Yep. Mate, favourite lines? Why you're in?
Why you're in? I'll give you one. Armand says, the world changes, we do not. There lies the irony that finally kills us. Fucking great.
Aye. I've got one for Armand myself because it was
in boots.
It made you think. You know what I mean? He goes, I know nothing of God or the devil. I have never seen a vision, nor learned a secret that will damn or save my soul. And as far as I know, after 400 years, I am the oldest living vampire. No. See that? That is fucking deep. But there's no proof. He's not seen proof of God or the devil. Know what I mean? And I'm sure he even goes on to say that maybe we are the final example of evil left in the world.
Aye.
Know what I mean? And it's
That's
just
a thinker. It's a fucking thinker.
Aye. It's just, mate, it doesn't go. I was like, oh, here, that's fucking. Aye, I like that.
I've been here for 4 centuries and I know some stuff and I've seen some things, man, but I ain't never none seen no God or no devil. And he's right. And then obviously you can see us. It's how you choose to look at things. You can see God in a miracle and people, and you can see the devil and people, fucking people. Aye, you can definitely see the devil in people. That's a deep one, mate. That's a deep one. Let's squeeze another one. Lestat All I need to find you, Louis, is to follow the corpses of rats. Funny, man.
Oh, mate, it's just. That's why I done the man one first, because mine's is all just littered with Lestat. It goes back to that scene with the prostitute. Is is that a coffin? He goes, oh, aye, it's a coffin. Well, so it is. You must be dead.
Oh, so it is. You must be dead. She's fucking. I'm not dead, am I? I'm now dead. Oh, it's brilliant, man. You just so. It's like a wind playing with its foot, man. It's fucking.
It's so sinister, man. So sinister.
And I've got one for that scene as well, and it's he's just drained the first one, and he turns to her and goes, "Your friend has no head for wine." Oh, fucking great, man.
See another one that makes me. I always fucking laugh, and I always remember my brother laughing at it and all. See when Claudia's just changed and all that, and Lestat's got like that, and she goes, "Where is Mama?" And Lestat goes, "She's gone to heaven." And then Lou just goes, "All but us."
Shh, don't say that in front of our daughter. Because I'm not
He's
your
brilliant,
daughter.
man.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And Louis, your daddy, too. And then she just obviously accepts it. Louis.
Fucking so good, man.
Oh, fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Lestat says to Malloy at the very end, when he's just popping the neck and jumps in the car, I assume I need no introduction.
See a bit right after that and all. I wrote that down. Louis, 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 always whining. So I've had to listen to that for centuries. It turns off. It's fucking brilliant, man.
And then he says he's famous. Right after that, the very last line in the film, I'm going to give you the choice I never had. I remember sitting in the pictures. Guns N' Roses just breaks in. Another fucking week, another Guns N' Roses banger. The last one done under the original band before it fell apart and got back together and blah, blah, blah. A better version than the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil. And I'll die in that hole, mate.
Aye. I see when it ended, mate. I was kind of gutted. I was like, I want to know what happens now. I want to know what happens. You know what I mean? And it's fucking.
I was fucking choking for the sequel. You know what I mean? Sequel is coming, you fucking dancer. Obviously, Brad Pitt was obviously poo-pooed that. I'm not fucking doing that again. I'm not hanging upside down and putting contacts in. No way, man.
Oh, mate. And other ones that are just like before I just said one. There's life in the old lady yet, mate. See that? That fucking killed me. Every time I see it, I still laugh. It's so good, man. And the other one I've wrote down is see when the Parisian vampires are doing that play, and he's saying to the woman, would you choose somebody for the crowd to take your place? And then this woman goes, "Oh, sir, take me. I adore you." And he goes, "You wait your turn."
Brilliant. And in that as well, Louis says to Claudia, vampires pretending to be humans, pretending to be vampires. And then Claudia just goes, how avant-garde. See the audience in that scene, mate? Like the bit you just said, they all laugh. You wait your turn. How do you think the audience, what are they thinking when they're leaving? Do they think they've just seen a kind of brutal play, or I think that was real? I think they're fucking done her in.
That's what I mean, because I've wondered that and all, because you do see them, because see when they are leaving, there's a lot of them like, oh fucking, that was a bit much, that, know what I mean? But I don't know if it's just a case of, that was that good, that it's left me shook. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, I'm guessing, because I was like going, see the first time I watched this, right? Quite young, and I'm like, I don't get that. Like, why are people watching vampires kill this woman? Know what I mean? And then I'm obviously as I get older, like, oh, it's a play, and it's played on whatever, know what I mean? Because see when they start taking the woman's clothes off, and there's a guy just sitting there like that, rubbing his temple like that. I'm here with the missus, fuck's sake, behave yourself.
Her boobs never fell down. Oh, a smashing bit of crumpet.
But
And
I thought, hang on. Aye. No, go, mate, go.
no, I'm just saying the sinister bit about that is Armand appears throughout this whole act just to come out, show he's the top kiddie, he gets the first bite, then
Aye.
the lift into the hordes of darkness. You know what I mean? It's it's fucking
Aye,
quite sinister.
It's sinister. But plus, I think it's like, see the crowd. I think it's to like, kind of show you like how fucking like prim and proper everything was supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's aye. But
The world
I'm
was,
going to
the
just
world
take
was a God-fearing place, wasn't it?
aye.
So,
Know what I mean? So I'm just putting it down that the crowd was shocked at how graphic the play was. Know what I mean? And maybe they didn't know it was real. So I'll put it down to that. Because obviously it was the fucking one they volunteer on stage. She's been there a couple of times. Know what I mean?
aye.
But you get that.
You do?
You get that. You've seen that. Know what I mean? Oh, he's a great artist. How's he a great artist? Well, that's his blood on the canvas. What?
Aye. I think there's a famous New York woman artist that likes to use her menstruating blood for art. You know what I mean? These cunts are revered, man. That's another story for another day. That's a story for a pub, that. the line delivered, but we've already mentioned as a favourite scene when Lestat comes back in the piano, the lines between them delivered there. Lestat says, "Listen, Louis, there's life in these old hands still. Not quite furioso. Moderato. Contable, perhaps. Claudia, how can it be?" Lestat says, "Ask the alligator. His blood's helped. Then on a diet of blood of snakes, toads, and all the putrid life of the Mississippi. Slowly, Lestat became something like himself again. Claudia, you've been a very, very naughty little girl." Fucking great, man.
Nah, it draws you in that part. Smashing. And it's scary.
That's a great scene, man. Great lines. Anything else you want to mention?
No, mate, no. Just a wee a nod to the special effects, makeup, and CGI because there is CGI in this, and for the most part, you don't know it's CGI.
The only time I know.
Apparently,
Sorry, when you go.
because apparently when they were filming this, see when they were doing it at the promenade, at, like New Orleans and all that, apparently a big problem was like telegraph poles. So they used CGI to make that ship masts in the harbour. Which again, you wouldn't even fucking that's how good it was. You didn't even notice it.
See, when they set a light to New Orleans, I wrote that down actually, that all the lampposts look like crosses.
Aye.
You know what I mean? The world burns in the front of Christianity. Probably just me seeing that. But the only time I did notice the CGI is when the slaves were all dancing in front of the plantation and it was on fire. You could see that, wasn't it?
Aye.
But I can't tell you when the other CGI was, so kudos.
Yep. Aye. Well, that says, mate, a nod to that. And obviously that scene where they start dying, an animatronic fucking Tom Cruise draining the blood.
You
know what I mean? Just
today, years
kind of
old when
whack
I learnt that.
Plus, just wanted to say this at all. Apparently, Richard Gere and John Travolta almost got the Lestat part. So, this could have been a very different film.
Aye. I don't know about John Travolta. I always get puzzled when his name's mentioned about being anybody in something we've done. It always just seems very left field. Very left field.
Aye. You can just imagine. You can just imagine once he turns Louis, I got chills.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Aye. Who are you going to kill tonight? You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Richard Gere, I could see. Definitely. However, Tom Cruise, fucking home run, man. Just batted it
Oh,
right out the park. Just showed that in 1994. I know he'd done a lot of films, but he took his acting to another level in this.
aye, definitely. Definitely.
So on that note, mate, Interview a Vampire, 1994. What are you giving it out of 10, my friend?
I'm giving it a solid 8. As I've already said, Bram Stoker's is my favourite vampire film, so it has to have a mark to go above. So for this, an 8, definitely.
That's extremely fair, and it's the
Aye.
exact same. A solid
Aye.
8 for me as well.
I mean, there's nothing to grumble about in it. The acting's good, story's good, sets are good. It's just, the writing, everything smashing, brilliant. It's, can see why it outlasted until, what was the film you said topped it? Bram Stoker's?
Helsing.
No,
Well,
Van Helsing, so...
It preceded Bram Stoker, and then Van Helsing preceded this.
Yeah, so there you go. Smashing.
Was smashing. And you can get Bram Stoker's, you can get Van Helsing podcast review by us, which we done a few months back there as well. We had a right good time with that. Get that listened to as well, folks. But as always, thank you for tuning in for another week. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe on all the digital platforms that you hold so dear in that wee box that you carry about with you 24 hours a day, that wee supercomputer that you're feared to put a like or a follow on. Just do it. Do it, or I'll stab you in the eye. You know what I mean? I will need to release that. That's fucking... That's
it's a bit
libelous,
much, mate.
Now, we asked last week on social platforms if you guys could suggest one film that you'd like us to review that we haven't done before. And also, if you would like to be part of the podcast to review the film that you suggested. I made a good wee flurry on the Facebook group page. Did you get anything on Twitter now?
No.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks. 1900 of you bastards.
Twitter's an echo chamber to certain things now. So...
I suppose you're right. I'm the same. I'm getting Musk and Trump and all that kind of stuff, which I don't mind, but I would rather see some stuff that I follow as well. You know what I mean? So we had a great response. Currently, we've got 6 suggestions, and if we work this properly, it would be like one every 3 weeks, caveated around me and yours. So I'm going to give up my turn this week, and we're going to let you pick from the list of 6 a number.
I will go... Well, since there was 3 vampires, I'll go number 3.
And by the way, couldn't have worked out any better. You have picked Tim's suggestion. Tim, owner of Native Origins, and he suggested Jaws.
Oh, the big bitey goldfish.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. Aye, Jaws. Classic, absolute classic. Aye. Spielberg, a shark that broke down all the time, and it's just a good time. And I'm looking forward to watching that. So I'll reach out to Tim, see if we can't get our diaries synced and get him on to do this within the next week or so. And I'll reach out to people who haven't suggested films again and see if they want to get a wee film on the list as well. But I can tick that after now while it's on the list there. Smashing.
So there you go, Jaws. Anybody that's scared of the water, especially when it's just come out the new.
What?
Oh, do you not see it? No. The US government and all that just come out and says, "I listen, there's aliens in the sea." Aye, mate, it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere, and everybody just went, "Oh my god, do you see Kim Kardashian's new haircut?"
Is that what are we talking here? Are we talking specific? Are we talking Pacific Rim here or what?
I don't know. It just says there is aliens in the sea. We have video, we have proof, we have bodies.
Or is it no just fucking I don't under why am I not seeing this? Or are they just saying what we already know?
What it says, mate. Aye. Like, oh my god, you see that Fucking the only way is Essex is coming back out. Huh?
I know. I mean, there's 80% of the world's oceans that are unexplored. So of course there's aliens to us, but they're part of humanity. But I'm going to go and look for that shortly and see what kind of shit they've drummed up. I want to see pictures, mate. I want to see.
So there you go. Very apt.
Very apt indeed. Right, I'll get this out as soon as I do the editing and get it uploaded, mate. Thanks for being here again, mate. I appreciate you. As American say, hey man,
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you too. Could you give me masturbate my penis with your mouth? Could you do that for me, man? I appreciate you. Can you make your neck go as fast as my hand? I appreciate that. Oh, there's always a Lincoln joke in there somewhere, isn't there? Speaking of which,
hopefully the outside has thawed a bit and I can go and walk the dog. So that is enough from me, and I'll see you next time.
And that's plenty for me. So cheery bye, folks.
Cheery bye.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
So share your drink.